There's something which is doing the rounds on Facebook at the moment, and you can't fail to just get hooked in by this video. Because it's incredibly strong, and we're so pleased to welcome our studio guest with us this morning. It's Jane Oxley. Good morning, you.
Good morning.
How are you doing? You're right.
Really
I'm
good.
okay, thanks.
Oh, so thrilled that you're joining us in the studio today.
She's so thrilled. She's going to see Lionel Richie at Eden.
Oh, are you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I didn't realise that. Well, that's the perfect song to come off the back of then in that case.
Indeed.
Now, Jane, we've been telling everybody that you've got a story to tell and words to say that everybody should sit up and listen to, because you have stage 4 cancer.
That's right.
I'll get straight to in terms of the levels and the stages of cancer, what does stage 4 cancer actually mean?
It means that it's never actually going to be cured. There's treatments available to halt the progress, but yeah, it's never going to be cured.
So it's bone cancer.
No, it's breast cancer.
Well,
my primary was breast cancer 5 years ago.
Right.
Which I had treatment for, pretty routine treatment. I had mastectomy, chemotherapy, then radiotherapy. 6 months down the line, life got back on track. And then last October, I was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. So that means that the original breast cancer that I had has now invaded my bones. So it's not bone cancer.
Oh, right.
It's
okay.
breast cancer in the bones.
Okay. Let's just take you back, if you don't mind,
Mm-hmm.
to that time when you were first diagnosed. How did you have a mammogram? How did you find out you had breast cancer?
I was just sitting in the bath one evening and just realised that I've never really checked my breasts. So I just had a quick check and there was a lump.
How old were you?
39. Yeah, so fairly young.
Yeah. And how? And when you found that lump, what happened next? How did you feel?
Shocked. But everyone's advice was, I'm sure it's nothing, but get it checked at the GP. I went to the GP and he's, the routine is to get referred to the Mermaid Centre at Trelisk, who are amazing. So within 2 weeks I was there and they did all the tests there and then on one day. And then I was told that day that it was more than likely to be cancer. So there was no hanging around.
Hearing that word and those words, I don't know, how did it feel?
Unreal. Yeah, it still feels unreal to this day. I mean, you never really fully come to terms with it. I don't think, anyway. I certainly don't. You live with it, but you don't. It doesn't really sink in. But I want the word cancer to become more real, because there's still people say the C word. I want it to become real. I want people to check, because it does affect 1 in 3 people. Less so as we're younger, more so as we get older, but it certainly does affect younger people.
And you had the treatment, and 6 months down the line, you thought you'd beaten it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, because it was stage 1. It wasn't in my lymph nodes. The prognosis was extremely good. Yeah, I was in a very good place. So it completely bad luck how it's come back. And I was just one of the very unlucky ones.
Very unlucky, but you are living with pain day in, day out, aren't you?
Mm-hmm. A lot less so than I was last year. I've had some bone strengthening drugs. I've had lots of radiotherapy to help with the pain, so it's a lot less. But yeah, I still live with pain. There are different medication I can take, like opiates, morphine, but I prefer not to take them because I want to work. I want to do the things I want to do. I don't want to sit back and be drugged up, so I'd rather carry on with a bit of pain.
Well, that's the thing. It doesn't stop you.
No.
We see what you do.
Mm-hmm.
You have you walk with the aid of a crutch.
When the pain's quite bad.
Is that what it is? So pain is up and down.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It doesn't stop you. We saw the video that you placed onto Facebook, which I have to say is probably one of the most honest and groundbreaking pieces of footage that I've ever seen. Mm-hmm. What inspired you to do that?
I just felt compelled. When I was first diagnosed last year, I thought, okay, this is real, but I want to do something with it. I've been given an opportunity. I want to be an inspiration to others. I don't want to just sit back and take it. And so while I was quite poorly last year, nothing ever happened. And then I was getting frustrated thinking, I need to do something with this story. I need to make people aware. So I just felt compelled to do it. I had all these words in my head that I wrote down quickly on a notepad, and then thought, well, how can I publicise this? How can I get the message out there? And that's when my daughter Cassie helped me take the photos at the weekend. So it is an amateur video, but yeah, it's simple and effective.
And how have the family reacted? Because you've got some children who are grown up.
Yeah.
How are they coping together?
Okay, as well as can be expected. I've got Cassie, who's 24, lives in Wales. She's amazing. She's doing so well. Got Josh, who's 22, in Redruth. He's my beautiful boy. And then I've got Lindsay, who's at university in Plymouth. She's going through a tough time at the minute, but yeah. I think it's harder for them than it is for me.
Do you really think that? Because
yeah,
one of the things that I spoke to you about was, how long have you got?
The oncology department, they don't tend to give a prognosis as in length of time, because everybody's individual. It just depends on how long the treatment to stop it progressing will keep working, but there will be a day where we run out of options, but I'm not looking for that far ahead just yet.
Jane, you are young.
Only 45, right?
Yeah.
Are your thoughts dominated by how things will be for your children?
Yes and no. It's hard to think about what's going to happen in the future, and I've sat down with all three of them individually and talked through, and that's never an easy conversation to have. So yes and no. And my partner Ian, of course. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Take a moment. You're so
it's going to be
strong.
harder for them than it is for me.
When you go. Yeah. But you're doing everything you can.
Yeah, I want to get the message out there. If I can save at least one life by doing what I'm doing in the situation that I'm in, then it's all been worth it.
So the strong message that everybody and each and every one of us should listen to is no doubt check our bodies. But if you were to say the big words which mean the most to people identifying and potentially surviving, what would those words be?
Check your boobs. Check them now. Check them tonight. And do it on a regular basis. Because one of the things that came out of the video was that people don't know what they're looking for. So I might do an update on that.
Okay.
But yeah, check your boobs. Check them now.
And you're such an amazingly strong lady, and you're going to take part in the Race for Life, Falmouth on Sundays. So we've put your Just Giving link up on our page, because you're walking with pain, but you're going to do this 5 kilometres, aren't you?
Yeah, I hope so. That's the
Got a team
intention.
around you.
Yeah.
And we've put up your video as well on our Facebook page as well. And if anybody has any concerns, if you find a lump, if you want to know how to do a breast check, if you want to know what the symptoms are, check it all out.
Yeah.
It's incredible to meet you.
Thank you.
Keep doing what you're doing.
I will.
And I, for one, can't wait to see you waving that crutch around at the end of the Race for Life and the pictures, which we'll see, no doubt, which will happen this weekend. And just thank you so much for being so honest. And
thank you for letting me share my story, get the message out there.
Very important. It's our pleasure.
Thank you.
Jane, thank you. Well, look, there is more information. You can see Jane's video. You can see, as Tina was mentioning, the way that you can check. It's all online right now.
piratefm.co.uk. Just go to the breakfast blog pages, and there's the links there to help you out. Don't ignore it.
This is a huge lesson that each and every one of us can learn today from those amazing words from Jane.
And if you want to donate, her Just Giving link is also on that page.
piratefm.co.uk.